Welcome to Fiona's World. Welcome to another live. How is everybody doing today? Where is everybody? The heat is driving everybody crazy. Come on in, everybody is welcome. Hello, welcome to Fiona as well. Hey, Mama, I thought you went party in. How you doing, my love? I see 4 people on the live. Where are you watching from? Some people in the back. How you doing, Mama? Welcome to Fiona as well. Where are you watching from? You never answered. LOL. Never answered what, Mama? I don't know what you're talking about, Mama. I never answered. I answered the phone, but I wasn't hearing you. So what are you talking about? I answered. I answered, my dear, and it stayed for a couple of seconds. I answered my phone. When I come off, I screenshot it and tell you. 3 people in the background. Welcome to Fiona as well. My phone seems to be playing up. It seems so because remember, from it was in the car. We weren't hearing you properly, and I answered, and the call lasted for 19 seconds. Girl, I can screenshot it and tell you, show you, you know. Welcome to Fiona as well. How is everybody doing? As you guys see the thumbnail for today's chat. Hi, Aaron. How are you? A reason to buy a new one. Beautiful eyes. Thank you. So today's topic is, hi, Sim. Hey, Sissy. Hey, Chris. How are you, my dear? You keeping cool in this weather? I see 18 people on the live. Double tap the screen as you come on in, please, and thank you. Welcome to Fiona as well. So I know you guys saw the topic for today's discussion. Do people with disabilities, I'm new to the channel. Welcome, Aaron. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the family. Everybody, welcome, Aaron. Ariane, you're looking kind. Well, it's all love over here. It's all love over here. So today's topic is, do people with disability allow the disability to limit them? Because we know there are around 5, because you have people with disability comes in different stages. Disability comes in different stages. People mobility, vision, independent living, and the list goes on. It's around 6, as well Google stated. And our society is sometimes with disability. Society itself tries to limit you with whatever disability that you're facing. And you have a lot of people that has disability where it's not even visible. Jetine said, I come to complain. Someone put me in timeout yesterday. I wouldn't mind it if it was warranted, but I don't know what could have caused this. Just want to big you up and tell you to keep up the good work. Thank you, Jetine. I honestly don't know. Where did you go? What did you do, Jetine? Did you create any problem somewhere else? So you were put on timeout. I am not sure. I am not sure. Thank you, Jim. Thank you very much, JJ Land. Thank you for the support. Thank you very much. I am not sure. Special. LOL, Nottingham Great Behavior is the one special. She says, oops. Well, it was a mistake. It was a mistake. Thank you very much. So what do you guys think about disability itself per se, and how society view people that has a certain disability? Some people kind of put you in a corner and say, hey, because I mean, some disabilities, they aren't visible. What you calling my name out for? Yeah, because special, we need to talk. We need to talk regarding, we need to talk. Because I saw something else. No, call me name. Won't, okay, special, I won't distract the topic, so I'm out. But special, we'll talk after. Yeah. Jetine, please don't upset my moderator. She has been great. She is a darling. She is a savior. Sorry. Yeah. But as I was saying, today's topic is about people with disability. No, man, I know that's your day. Okay. People with disability, you know, them limiting themselves to certain things that they are able to do. And society kind of put people with disability in a corner. But do we as an individual, how do we play a part with people that has disability issues? Are we kind to them? Do we give that extra helping hand? Do we help them along the way? Do we give them a word of encouragement? What do we do as a society with people with visible disability? How do we play our part as being a good human being, looking out for each other, being our brother's keeper? How do we handle people with certain disabilities? I want to hear you guys' thoughts. Special, what's going on? Peer laughing, peer oops, what's happening? Talk to me. 21 people watching, 27 people watching. I want to see 27 likes. Yes, JJ, I am a barnyardie. Yeah, Kingston 11, Kingston 19, Kingston 8, Waterhouse, Jungle, Red Hills Road. Yes, now you know. LOL. Jetty, just laugh too, Fiona. Might as well, because I mean, it's a happy place. It's a safe place. We don't have any bomb and any grenade throwing over here. We're all good people. You see how me smile pretty? And I'm beautiful, all naturally beautiful. My locks is beautiful from the top of my head to the sole of my feet is natural. So it's all good, you know, it's all good. It's a vibe. Wow, go on, Terry Will. Me there, man. Me there on my sofa. Just talking about, you know, a serious issue. What people faces every day, you know, what people face every day, people with disability. And as I was saying, yeah, man, I never take it personal. I know lots of people don't like me. I'm not delusional. One day I will earn my check. I'm here not to judge a soul. As I said to you, that Saturday special, not special, we've not called Jetine special. As I said to you, that Saturday when you came on and you said to me, say, you know, your name not good on the YouTube space. But as I said to you, for me, I don't hold anything again. As long as you never offend me, and if you even offend me, once I'm seeing that you're trying to change, it's for me to give you that opportunity to change. But if I see you're not changing, then I just do away with you. So Terry Wills, a big respect. I'm a disabled vet. See? Thank you for serving. Thank you for serving wherever you are in the world. If you're in England, if you're in America, where I'm at, if you're in Canada, I thank you. Because you are one of them that set the pace for us to be able to can sleep peacefully and gracefully in our humble abode that we call home. So I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. Because I know a lot of people with disability, it's crazy how disability is almost taboo in Caribbean community. We need more education on that matter. Oh, that's so true, Jetin. That's so true because they just push it under the corner. Hey, first thing they say, you're retarded. That's the word that they use. They don't use disability. They say retarded, and they just push it by the side, which we're all human. We're all human. Terry said, New York, United States Navy. See that? I even rate you more because I am an American and I know the history of a veteran, and I thank you. My hats off to you. My hats off to you. You know? And I hope the government is treating you well, because you guys, you have been doing, and you have continued to do, because I know you did your part, you play your part. You know, you served, and you served well. And hats off to you. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. But you know you have some disability that is, it's visible, and some that is silent. You have some that is visible, and then you have some that is internal, where that is one of the hardest one, especially like autoimmune. Unfortunately, the government doesn't. Chris say, Chris says, I have a soft spot for veterans. It's from a place of ignorance. Okay, no problem, Jajim. The same Mama Chris. Unfortunately, the government doesn't, and it makes me very angry. I know, because some of this stuff that is the most important ones, those are the one that is left by the sideways. Things that money is supposed to be pumping into, to be taking care of those who serve this great country well. It's like they get spit, as what Caribbean people would say. And even society shuns. Society shuns as if it's your fault. Shuns people with disability. And that's not supposed to happen. That's not supposed to happen. Because in the 20th century, salute, when you say salute to Terry, exactly. If I had on my hat, it would have been risen, because you deserve everything, whatever it is that is beneficial to you. You should be getting it, because you've earned it. You've earned your spot. You've earned your place on this earth, because you played your part. You weren't selfish. You gave yourself selflessly. And for that, we applaud you. Because as I was saying, the 20th century, you have so much autoimmune that is considered disabilities. You'll tell somebody something. You'll share your issue with someone and they're gonna say, but you don't look sick. You don't look sick, because you get up every day and you push and you push and you push. And that is why sometimes that is why I have always given my utmost respect to people with disabilities, that it's visible, but they are still trying to live that normal life. They're still pushing. They're still going out there to earn that honest living, while you have other people, they have everything intact, just want to sit down and get handout. Make that make sense. Nothing irritates me more when I look and I see some people, one hand, one foot, walking with a crutch, but still trying to be independent. And sometimes, even when they're trying to be independent to get that job that they know that they're capable of doing, because of their disability, they are looked down on as if they're less than the regular human being, when they just want to be independent and to play their part, to provide for their family, to provide for themselves. Hi, Vivian. Welcome to the live, my dear. Today we're talking about disabilities, and if disabilities do limit us of how we carry out our lives, or do society put people with disabilities by the wayside, and what do you do personally as a human being? If you have ever come across with anyone with disabilities, how do you treat that person? Do you show that person extra love than what you would give to another individual that is able to move about? Just overall, how are you with anyone that has disability, or someone visually impaired, or someone losing a limb, or just overall, how are you when you come across someone that has a disability? Fiona, what do you think about higher prevalence? Fiona, what do you think about higher prevalence of special needs children? Do you think it has anything to do with the decline in the quality of food these days? Honestly, moving here to the States, I can honestly say that I think back in the days when they used to inject those kids with those vaccines, and the lead was in that jab, that is one of the things that affects most of these kids. And I am absolutely sure, because I have 2 family members that was affected. But now they're giving you the option if you want it with the one with the lead or the one without the lead. First time you never had an option. When they reach 16 months or 18 months, boom. And then the food too, because we know there's a lot of the whole process, and the food contributes. The food, that's a contribution to all the autism. The food has a lot to do with it too. The food definitely have a lot to do with it, Jatine. So sweet, dear. Hey, Sissy, welcome to the live. Hey, John, what's happening, my sweetie? The telephone switchboard at the main mental hospital in Jamaica was operated for years by a visually impaired person. That's, you see? So this is to show you that not because you're visually impaired, you always have to limit yourself. Because one thing I've learned, when someone has a disability, the quicker that individual accept that shortcomings and focus on something else that they can be stronger in, it's the quicker they kind of balance out to know that, hey, I'm not able to run about, like walk fast, but I'm able to walk slow. But walking slow still gets you there, but not as quick as how you used to run before whatever happened, and you fall in that category of being disabled. So you're right, Chris. You are so right. Wow, I remember we couldn't avoid these vaccines. Exactly. It was mandatory. It was mandatory. And now in the States, you have options, because I am telling you, 25 years ago, you never have an option. Once you go there, you have to get that job. You have to get it. And a lot of those kids, that is why America have to take care. That is why that is like big emphasis is put on that with children with autism in America. Because whatever they did contributed to the autism. And I know that for a fact. I also think back in the days, many cases went that because people were ignorant. And that's true. People were ignorant, because now you're able to test and you see if they're on the spectrum. Because first time you used to just put them in a corner. Now they're being tested and you see if they're hyper, if they're aggressive, if they're on the spectrum, and then they deal with them accordingly. Ignorance is a bliss. And that's why it says, you see, to know is to have the power. Because when you don't know, you just don't know. And now in this day and age, when you look, because right now, still back home in Jamaica, you have a lot of people that is still ignorant to certain things. If the child is in school and they realize that the child, because remember, in school, I remember in primary school, you have 4-1 grade, 1-1, 2-1, 3-1, 4-1. So the bright ones, them will always be ahead. The slower one, then just put them in a 1-4. And then it just continue on the trajectory. So you continue from 1 grade to 6th grade in that same thing. And nobody really realized, at that time, you probably had a learning disability. You weren't quick enough like the other children. So you were always left in the back. And with so much children in the classroom, it's the brightest one who will always excel. And all they needed was just that extra look at to say, hey, you know that something is wrong. Probably their dyslexia, probably something, but there is always something. But the ignorance of not being knowledgeable to know the sign when you see it, they just leave right in the crack. And they just go into society, and it just continues. Nothing changes. Yeah, nothing changes. And it just continues and it just continues. But I think, and I can only speak for the States, I think they have broken some grounds where it's being addressed. It's really being addressed, because now you have the schools, and you have even extra curriculum for them, like the autistic children. You have the schools, and then you have the aftercare, and they have the dance, and they have, because even though the kids are autistic, They are brilliant in certain things. They can play the piano, they can do certain things. So what they do, they just pay attention to whatever that they're strong in. So that way they're not left back in society. And then the evil living a normal life because they're human just like us. You know, but I think things is changing. I think things is changing, but in the same instant, I think you have some people that, and the saying goes, sometimes we are our worst nightmare. Because you have some people, especially if we're accustomed to living life a certain way, or you know, we were born that perfect in a sense, then and you know, an accident happened, you know, and then you probably lose a limb or something or something. And then, you know, and the saying goes, comparison is a stealer joy. So instead of looking at saying, hey, you know, I'm not the same, but I'm still able to do something different. But because we keep dwelling on what was and not what is right now, it kind of limits us as individuals. We say, hey, you know, say, I can't do the things that I used to do it. And then we just sit down and life just pass us by. Autistic kids will surprise you. Many of them have these unique traits that will shock you. God never makes mistake with his creation, even the ones we don't understand. And I know, as I say to you, I know because I have 2 family members here that is autistic. And let me tell you something. When you see one of them operating 3 different gadgets and how quick they are on it, best believe, when you see them on those gadgets, you're like, so whatever part that they that they fall short on, best believe, they are so quick. So I really don't think, and as I said, sometimes it has to do with the individual. It has to do with the individual, especially if you're an adult and we're accustomed to certain things. And then something happens and we just say, you know what, we can't bother ya. I can't bother. Because it's not the way that we're accustomed to. And you just fall along the wayside and you just steer and you just steer. Say, you know, things change and we just work with it. Not trying to push through. If you say, hey, you know, me have life and I'm gonna make the best of it. You know, I'm gonna make the best of it in this second life that was given to me. Because remember, when a tragedy happens, you know, or something changed drastically in your life, and you get a second chance, it's a second chance to live in, you know, because that first life is no more. A lot don't get a second chance. So it's a second chance to do what you never did before differently. And that's why I go back to say, the quicker you accept the situation and analyze it, because that is the hardest thing, you know, that is the hardest part, to accept the no. Because, you know, we as human, we so used to being being comfortable with certain things, and the moment that we're no longer comfortable, then it becomes a burden. So accepting that things have changed, and this is the no, is the quicker I think we move forward and try to make life better for ourselves and those around us. I swear every day we take our abilities for granted. You ever notice when you have a sore throat, it makes you appreciate the ability to swallow? Oh my God. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. You are so right. When you're in the hospital, and you have to have somebody feed you, feed you. You're being fed through a tube. Somebody feed you. To even get up and walk, to even just to get up and move. Have you ever been in the situation where you have to learn to walk again? You have to get up, you have to get therapy. When you get up, you have to stand up and brace your balance, then step off. We take things for granted, we just get up and move, not knowing that every single second when we take life for granted, somebody has won the opportunity that is lying in the hospital. Just being in the hospital, you're sick. Can you go in the hospital sick and you're still sick? Because you don't feel better until you get discharged and come through that door. All when you're sick and get discharged, as long as you come out of the hospital room. Because so many went inside that hospital, through that hospital door and never come out. And then we get up every day. We get up every day and we take life for granted and we bicker about the simplest of things, not knowing that in the blink of an eye, in the blink of a second, it can be all gone. In the blink of a second, it can be all gone. You fall sick. You're in the hospital. You have to learn to walk again. People have to holy, you have to learn baby step. And then we get up. And then every day is the bickering. It's not worth it. Jetine said, we complain about, and that is very true. And never come out yet. Never come out. In the grand scheme of things, what we stress about is nothing. Exactly. What we stress about is nothing. There is said to be alive and healthy or precious gift that we ought not to take for granted. And I can tell you that. Good evening, my dear. Good evening. Thank you for joining the live. Because, and you know, when we get up in the morning, because a lot of us, especially if you have work, you make sure, if you're like me, you put out your clothes where you're going to wear, and shoes and everything, because we know we go with time. And you put out your clothes and you put out your shoes. So as you get up, because everything is at time, everything is scheduled. A lot of people put out their clothes and they never wake up. They didn't wake up. So nothing should be ever taken for granted, because the next second is promised to nobody. So I can't understand every day people get up and they bicker. It's not worth it. Hi, Shai Tisha. Welcome to the live, my dear. I thank God for my health and strength every day. Working in the OR, I see a lot. Just did a foot amputation on someone young. See that? Just like that. Janice, I know you have seen it all because you're in the OR. You have seen it all. Just like that. That is why I keep saying it is not worth it. It's not worth it, none at all. Because at the end of the day, you have to take care of you. You have to take care of you. Because when you're sick and you're in the hospital, no, even the doctors, them, no care what them, I give you the medication. They're giving you the medication to help the pain. You are the person that is in the pain. And if you not turn up strong, that pain take you over. So we have to be mindful of taking care. I endeavor to give thanks at every stage of the. Giving thanks can't be too much. Giving thanks can't be too much. And we as human, we take too much things for granted. Get up every day, bicker, 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 bicker. For what? It's not worth it. And when I tell you guys it's not worth it, because you're stressed, you get pressure. Pressure puts you on sickness. The main thing that puts on autoimmune disease is stress. Stress. Because up until today, nobody knows what causes lupus that is so prevalent over the world. Nick Cannon, that singer, so much people, Tony Braxton. You're fighting to stay alive on a daily basis. You have to be mindful of what you eat. If it's not 1 month, it's every 3 months you have to go to the doctor and doctor draw your blood, because lupus consists of blood work, ANA, DNA, say whatever, blood work. You think it's easy? Every month people are here going to the hospital, blood are drawn from them, this, that. It's not easy. Some people is trying to fight to stay alive every single day. Sickness, nobody no go buy sickness a shop. But stress is the number one unaliver. Stress. And when I tell you that, I am not going to come on this YouTube space and take up nobody's stress and have nobody stress me. No, I'm not doing it. I am not. And when I tell you I'm not doing it, I'm not doing it. None at all. Because everybody have to give an account for them own self. Because me can't take nobody beating for them. Every tub have to sit up on them backside. Because no care how somebody love you. When you're sick and in the hospital, are you alone? I get the juke them man under the pressure. And it doesn't matter how many people go to the funeral home or the cemetery. You are the only person that will be left in that grave. No care what people love you. Nobody now say bury me in there with them, because you have your life to live. So I ain't letting nobody, when I tell you nobody ain't stressing me. I cannot say I haven't been guilty of doing those very things, but it's good to reflect ever so often and take stock of how good life is when compared to many others. My love, the plate is on the thing. So turn off the stove. I think I had the back burner on. Sorry about that. Whenever I'm on the road traversing to various destinations and then come home safe, I kneel down and give thanks. See, knee city. Yeah, man. Stress is the number one killer. Exactly. Stress put on some sickness on you. Well, let me tell you something. And some of those sickness are irreversible. When I tell you that some of those sickness, they are irreversible, they are irreversible. Jetine said, I have a friend right now that is the sweetest, and I know who is having to deal with stage 4 cancer diagnosis, and she has the audacity to keep on a smile on her face every day after that. That is what I'm telling you. When you look, sometimes, and everybody, and that's the thing, everybody is fighting to stay alive. Sometimes you see some people and you see they're smiling and they are dying inside, trying to keep a positive mindset, minding their business, trying to keep a positive mindset, because you see that smile that your friend has on her face, that is the thing that is keeping her. That is her only hope. That is her safe place, knowing that time is limited. And our man say, our God says still. But sometimes we know the diagnosis and we know the outcome. But to keep that smile on her face, that is what keeps her going. She get up in the morning and she fresh up herself and she keep that smile, because that is the smile where she won't let that disease take it away from her, because that is what she know. So she will keep on smiling, because the moment she stops smiling, that's the moment where that disease, they're going to take her out. So the smile is what is keeping her. Jetine said, nothing cannot make me upset anymore. I love you too, my sister. Love you too. And that's the thing, Jetine. And I love that. I want to hear that. I love that. Because you know what? You have two type of people on this earth. You see, same as how you have givers and you have takers. Takers have no limit. Takers will take till them deplete you. And then we know a Bible, because if some of us as adults don't even go church no more, when we are pitney with them in the wheel, we carry go church. So the Bible don't tell we you have goodness, you have good or you have evil. And that has been there from before we born, from before parent born. So in life, everything is a balance. And same as though you have good, you will have the evil. So it's us as individual to know, to never let, and that is why yesterday I have that topic. If you let people control your emotion, nobody not supposed to control how you feel. Nobody. Especially people that you don't know. Especially people where you don't know. And anybody that you know that is stressing you out, you shed them, you get rid of them. Could have your mother, could have your father. Because at the end of the day, your parents lived them life before. So you have to live your life for you. And that's just the harsh reality. We are only responsible for ourselves and our happiness. You can't have somebody dictate of how you live your life, how whatever you want to do to keep you happy. And the moment you have somebody dictating your emotions and your feelings, you lose yourself. And no individual should ever let that happen. And that is where me draw the line. I am not doing it. Sometimes we cannot help being stressed because of the situation you are in. That's true, Shaitisha. That is true. And as human, we are going to stress. But for me, how I cope, my coping mechanism, because I do stress at times. And what I do, you see, if me stress today, best believe me not gonna stress next week. Because stress does nothing. I cry, I pray, me go down on my knee and me pray. And then when the crying stop, I wipe my tears. And I start look at the situation different of how to help with that situation to make it better. Because I know stressing is not going to help. Because when you stress, you get sick. And if you're stressing over a situation or an individual, if you get sick, how are you going to be able to help the person that you're being stressed over? That's just how it is. If you're stressed, it's there. If you're not stressed, it's there. So either way, you have to take care of you. You have to pour into you. Unfortunately, there are people who cuss and quarrel and worry over material things, and that they can't carry a pin. And exactly, we come with nothing. We'll come naked in this world, and it doesn't matter what we acquire. It doesn't matter the car, it doesn't matter the house. You ever seen nobody burying in their house yet? Before you even bury whatever you have left, the family member come, they not tap war, or some family member where you never see when you're alive. So that is why you have to live. Enjoy life. Enjoy the fruit of your labor. Because when your eyes close, or when you leave direction of how you want to be laid, the final moment, some people is not gonna honor your word while you're alive. Because them say you done gone already, so you're not gonna say. And that's just the reality of life. Sometimes when I'm giving thanks, I mean that's me. I mean that sometimes I say, Lord, I thank you. Me just say, Lord, I thank you. I thank you for your many blessings and favors because by God's grace, when I tell you, it's by God's grace. It's by God's grace that I am sitting here. When me tell you, it's by God's grace, by God's grace. That is why I tell you, nobody can't stress me. Nobody. I put on my blinkers. And once I see where the stress is going to be applied, I say, Fiona, you're in control of your emotions. You're in control of you. So see it or not see it. And therefore, at times, how to keep my peace, I don't even want to see it. Because if you see it, you can't unsee it. You can't unsee it. So therefore, I don't tread certain places. I let it be. Because when you don't know, it won't hurt you. Because once you see some things more while in your blood are boiling, you want roaring, and you want to attack. Because then your defensive mechanism kicks in. And you just want to push, and then you push, and then it just gone downhill. You have to. Because if you're worried, the problem is going to be there. If you're not worried, the problem is going to be there. So breathe. Cry if you have to cry, as I say. Breathe. Analyze the situation. If you have somebody close, you speak to them. Because sometimes we as humans, we are looking on something deep, and when we share it with a good friend, we're like, but Fiona, as bad. Me think of something worse. And you say, me never look on it like that. And then good day. It was easily worked out. And when me not control over, me pray and leave it a God foot. Make him deal with it. Because of that him say, and him me I work with. That is it. What I need to do is not allow people. Well, exactly. You need to do that. You need to do that because I saw you today on that post and I was like, oh Lord. I saw you on that post and I smile. I say, why do people just keep trying to? Sometimes you don't even need an explanation. You just move on and let it be. Sometimes you don't need an apology from anybody. You just move on. Because not every. You ever been in some relationship before? Family, love relationship, friendship, and you just don't need a closure, but you move on. Some things you just let sleeping dogs lie, as the saying goes. Some things you just let be. Just move on. Just for your peace of mind, you just let it be. Because the worst thing you can want is looking validation from people that no mean nothing in your life. That means nothing to you. You have never met them. You don't know them. So you just have to take care of you. Breathe life into you. Hi, March. How are you? Sometimes I wonder why these things reach the most lovely people. And that is life. That is life. Because when I look and I see, and that is how life is. Sometimes you ever lose a loved ones or lose a friend that is so good, that is in your eyes, that person is perfect. And then you see some demon roar the earth. And it was like, God, why? But who am I to question him? Who am I to question him why things happen? Me in no space. Me no have them the qualification there. Or them capability there to answer. It's just life. And life do things sometimes that we don't deserve, but what are we gonna do? We have to just brush off and just go back again, approach it differently. Because the moment that we keep on, if you approach things the same way, you're gonna get the same results. If you approach the thing the same way, you're gonna get the same result. And a person that approaches things the same way and getting the same result, that means they not learn, they not no sense. Because if you see you do it one time, or you do it 2 times and you realize you have to change the approach. If you used to go straight, you have to try the corner, you have to do other options. try it differently. And that's just life. You see, this discussion is highlighting how useless it is to spend your day bad-minding and fighting over people, over what they have. Exactly. That's what. And, you know, a lot of people shy from this type of discussion, and you have some that will engage because not everybody is about the bickering and the bad mind and the no. Because you see in life, you see, as long as you're comfortable and you see a confident person and a person that is comfortable in their skin, that's the thing. People can't get to them. Because people is going to tell you things that you already know. And that's just life. And the moment you have people derail you from what you believe in, you lose yourself. Bickering will always be there. If it's not this topic, it's another topic. So bickering, gossiping, backbiting will always be there because that is life. All of this have happened before we were born. Bible days, Cain and Abel, we always have to make reference to the Bible. And life is about balance, the good and the bad. But is what you allow yourself to be partaking. Because one thing, me know, we all have free will. That way God did give we have a choice to engage in what we want to engage in. And that's the reality. So if you see somebody want to be in the bickering, that is the path that they choose. Not that it's right. Or maybe it's not right in my eyes. But that is the thing that gives them the kick. That is the thing that gives them the views. So it boils down to each its own. But you have to stand for something or you fall for anything. You know? You have to stand for something. And the moment you don't stand for anything, then you fall for everything. And then you become the flip-flop. You're all over the place. You confused, and you're confused who is following you. You can't keep up. You have to choose your path and know, say, whatever you choose, you have to live by it. And that's just life. Double tap the screen as you come on in. 29 people watching, only 15 likes. The like button is not moving at all. Mitchie said, like up the live, but views are good. Jetine said, I agree. That's why when that one moderator put me in timeout and said, oops, I didn't let it stress me. I just let Jesus take the wheel. All right, we needed that laugh. Okay, Jetine, that's all right. Oh, Jesus. What happened to you? What happened to you, special Chrissy? It's all love. Of course, it's all love. Wait, I missed something. I missed something with Chai Tisha because I hear Chai so true. Okay. Fiona, it's true. Jetine said, but Chai, it's get harder to deal with when it's family involved. And Jetine, and that is one of the hardest thing. When family is involved, it's the hardest thing. But remember, you always have to choose you because nobody is going to choose anybody over themselves. Always remember that you are responsible for you. You are not even responsible for the children them when you partake in giving them life on this earth. You are only responsible for you. So you have to protect your peace at all costs. If you have to set boundaries, you have to do that. Because when you're sick in the hospital because of stress, them only come look for your care, like something come give and then gone home and you string up in the hospital bed. So you have to take care of you. When you deplete yourself, you can't help nobody. You can't help nobody. So you always have to take care of you, because I can tell you, stress is not good. And I never knew I would live on this earth long enough to see so much autoimmune disease, where autoimmune disease has become a disability. To the amount of autoimmune disease on this earth, especially in the States. It's like every day there's a new one. Every day there's a new one. If you check the statistic of people that has autoimmune disease in the States, the amount is ridiculous. And all of those autoimmune disease have to do with all of the organs them. Your lungs, your liver, your kidney, your skin, everything. And it's stress. Stress causes all of that. It is true, Fiona, I had to post because of the lies, but I reflect and tell myself, I'm going to let it be, but sometimes you have to vent. That's true, that's true, that's true. Yes, that is true, Jatine. That's another thing I learned. As the saying goes, one needs to think out of the box, use our thinking abilities, strategize, and put it into practice. This requires courage. Exactly. Exactly. Fire. What is called? Fire. Okay. Totally agree with you, my dear. Totally agree with you. Listen. No. No. I don't run those jokes. Boundaries is boundaries. It doesn't matter it's who. And when I tell you it doesn't matter it's who, it doesn't matter it's who. It could have been the woman that gave birth to me, my mother. Boundaries are boundaries. And sometimes family members try to play that guilt trip. No. You see, and as what you say, it's a sticky situation. But if someone respects you, then they will respect boundaries. I'll say it again. If somebody respects you, then they won't have an issue if you set boundaries. They won't. Philippians 4 verses 6 and 7 reminds us to bring our worries to God and pray and receive it. That's what I say every day. When me go down Pandania, knee city, and me pray, because a lot of times when I'm praying, I'm crying, because it's like you get so emotional. And after I pray, I wipe my tears and I turn on my gospel music, and it's a cleansing. And me say, God, me not talk to God pretty, you know, because he say, come as you are, because him know the thoughts before it come out into words. And me say, God, are you me talk to you, you know, you see what's going on. And then you say, come as you are, come as I am. And me I tell you, me I pray about it and me I left it with you. I mean, now come dig it up, work it out, how you see it best. I'm leave it at that. Sir Oliver, manners and respect, General. One, Sir Oliver Panel app. Oliver Unfiltered. If you haven't subscribed to his channel, please do. Likewise, No Mercy React. I will save that one, Shy. I'm not proficient with the Bible, I must admit. You're right. You're right. I might not say, I might never quote Philippians, but I can tell you that's exactly what me say. Yeah, man, pray and leave it. Left it on foot, man. Make him deal with it. How you think a lot of things? Because God have the final say, no. Some say Joshua, some say Jesus, some say Jehovah, some say Supreme Being, but we know that there's a head of our life. And we never come into this world like this. So when I have issues, I just pray about it and leave it. I mean, I go dig it up. Maybe patient, because I know it to come. And best believe, how it work out, that's the way it's supposed to work out. So I don't question it. You ever hear the saying, say, you ask God to take away the people that don't mean well in your life, and then you start seeing some family members gone. That is how God works. Pick up it. Jetty, no worries. You can take your time to learn. Exactly. Hey, bro, Shaka, welcome to the live. Big bro, how you doing? Yeah, man. You have to, man. You have to. You have to, and boundaries have to be set. It doesn't matter who, family member, because let me tell you something. You see, if somebody really love you, then they will respect boundaries. They will respect boundaries. Because everything have stages. Everything have rules. Your rules are laws where you have to follow. That is why you have the managing director, you have the CEO, everything have stages. So rules have to be set. And that's just life. So what chapter should I start with? You can start with one of my favorite chapters is Ecclesiastic 3, verse 1 to 8. You know, everything there's a season, a time for everything, you know? A time for dance, a time to laugh. You know? A time for plant and a time for reap. A time for mourn. Because everything is a season, so nothing lasts forever. Nothing lasts forever. You ever see one storm? You see a storm lasts forever? No. You ever see the rain last forever? The sun not last forever. Everything there is a season. So nothing in life stays forever. None of we now got turn stone. Every day we are one day older. Every year we are 1 year older. What we used to do last week or last year, we now got to do it this year. So that's just life. Thank God I'm able to deal with the ill stress I have. And I wouldn't have had it any other way, Janice. Whatever thing we do, we deal with personally. The best thing to start dealing with it is to accept it, and then we go and we know what we have to do. And that's just life. Special, you there, mama? I know you're busy. I heard you said, Fiona, that you cut off some. Let me tell, and without apology. Without apology. The only place they'll probably book me is in the mall. And can't come on my gate, much less my door. I don't run certain joke, you know. I don't run certain joke. Can you see my peace? My peace, nobody is gonna mess with my peace, because stress, my body can't manage stress. I don't do stress. I don't do stress. I will me tell us, I mean, around to cut, shed. I don't do stress because I can't deal with stress. And anything you hear I say on this platform, it's exactly how I apply things in my life. Because I can't do it. I can't do it. No. From me done. Me no go back to me no go back to I don't work certain way. Jotine, you can start Matthew chapter 6 verse. See, you're getting some Psalms, you're getting some readings. I've learned to take my problem to the Lord in prayer. Exactly. Just like that, Janice, because sometimes, and when you carry to him not tell nobody, you know. He's not telling anybody. Him hold all of the secret because he knew he was gonna come. And he know what was bothering you. He was just giving you your free will to come to him. Because him dead, you know. You know, if you go look for him no way, you know. You know, if you go look for him no way. He's right there with you. Right there with you. You know, if you go search him, because him an eagle in a haystack. He's right there with you. Oh, I know Psalms 23, Grams Morgan taught me that one. Are you mixed, Jetine? Me just start from Genesis and go straight to Revelation. That's true. That is how I have started the Bible for you. And it's so fun, you know that, and I've been slacking, you know, because every year I keep on doing the same thing. And I have a daily bread that when I get up in the morning, I read the scripture for the morning. Because you need it, a chapter a day keep the devil away. Exactly. That's really logical for you, Chris. But because out of the head, you know some psalms out of your head, so we were just telling him. But that's the right thing. We're listening for a little. No problem. There will always be situations beyond your control, but nothing is beyond God's control. Instead of allowing fear, exactly, fear or the opinions of others to consume your heart, place your trust in Him. Exactly. You're right, Shaitisha. I need to get back into Bible study and back to church. But because I haven't been to church in a long while, but I know my Bible, I know God for myself. So not even that, because you have some people that don't go to church, but they know the Bible and they know God themselves. Because the church is just a temple. The church is just a temple. You can't do your devotion in our room, in your house. You just, because you're not gonna be judged by how much time you go to church, because you have only people that go to church them worse than the devil himself, and them live some life outside there. So the church is just a temple. So, and a lot of things that is going on in the church is just like you're outside. But you can't let that deter you still, right? But you're on the right track. You're on the right track. You're reading the Bible, you know God for yourself. Me have a negative vibration detector that give me a heads up. Listen, I have a piece of discernment spirit, you see. No gonna come. Anytime you see that feeling they come on, remember me, no. Is the exit door coming in? Yeah, man. And anytime you say, I don't follow my spirit, I get a piece of beating, see? I get a piece of beating. So I always follow it. Yeah? Remember, prayer is not the last resort. It's your greatest strength. Exactly. And we know if we just go to God when we have problem. If every minute, Lord, I thank you, I thank you, I thank you. I thank you. I thank you for all the things that you do, and I thank you for the things that you do. Because by the second, we are being protected by things that we don't even know about. Give me a code. We don't need nothing negative over here. And that is why I read over it, Jatine. Because you have a lot of distraction, That's why that is why I read over it. And this is not a dating site. Please and thank you. The new inversion Bible. Okay. Your church in your house and a lot of people. Of course, our body is a temple, exactly. You know? Yeah, it's just a building. It's just a building. It is just a building. My prayer closet. Yeah, and they say, they said that is around the right time to pray at 3 o'clock between 2. See there, between 2 to 4. And it's so funny, say those are the time when the thoughts, the stuff them really come to your brain. And you just want to let it out. You just want to let it out, because those are the quiet moments where you gather your thoughts and you say, you know what? This is the time. Hi, thank you, Bro Shaka. What is that behind you? It says, to my husband, the day I met you, I have found the one whom my soul loves. You complete me and make me a better person. I was a little late to be your first, but I want all of my last to be with you. I can't promise I'll be here for the rest of your life, but I can promise I'll love you for the rest of mine. I love you forever and always. Love your wife. You heard it, Bro Shaka? If she take out the mirror, we can read it. You heard that, Bro Shaka? Which mirror? What mirror? Hi, Elizabeth. Oh, take out what mirror? I don't get you. Thank you, thank you. You hear it loud and clear. Okay. Hi, Elizabeth. Welcome to the live, my dear. You love that, right? The camera mirror. This mirror? Can't see nothing. That's why it's inverted for that's what's inverted for us. Pam pam. I want Sir Oliver say pam pam for what do you my king man a good up husband, you know. You know, when you get a queen and you get a good husband, you know, you have to, you know. Yeah man. So we always have to that is why it's inverted. That's why it's inverted for us. Love it. Oh yeah man. Yeah man. When you know, you know. And when you find that, yeah, when you find that true love, you have to appreciate it and you have to nurture it and you have to pour into it because everything in life it takes attention for it to bloom, for it to blossom. When you see how my back child did pretty because I spend my time and me water it and then me eat it up, embrace it. Yeah man. But life, man, life. And as I said, life is fragile. When I tell you life is fragile, life is fragile. Life is fragile. Sis, that is so sweet. Thank you, sissy. Yeah, man. Love me king man, man. Yeah, man. And you know when man good and when woman good. When you gentlemen have your good wives and your good fiancés and your girlfriend, and she's a good woman, she firm, we have to know. They thought the frame was in a mirror. No, it's not. No. Not in a mirror. No. It's not in a mirror. It's not in a mirror, man. Because I kept wondering what they thought. No, it's not in a mirror. Not in a mirror. But when I look and I see how fragile life is, we just have to always ensure that we take care of us. Because you're responsible for your life. That's what it boils down to. Because you know, we always start out by one topic and then because that's how conversation go. So me I beg you know today, 22 people on the live, 27. Don't let nobody, when me telling you say don't let nobody on the YouTube space, no family member, don't make nobody stress you know. Don't let anybody stress you know because it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Jatine said, no shy, there is a setting in your YouTube that you can change to make sure the words would show so we can see it. It's inverted right now. That's why we can't see it. Really? I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that because I'm seeing it clearly in the background. Okay. Sister, no problem, sister, because I know you have to do that. No problem, Sim. Hello, Ellis. I just forget. Thanks for reading it out. I believe Winston Swaby said, I believe in the Almighty God, but lost my faith in church when pastor tried to take away my girlfriend in the church. Mr. Winston, those things are so common these days, you know, and you have a right. You have your reason not to go because it's supposed to be a safe space where you're supposed to look up to that pastor, whomever it is, and then embrace that trust there. And if you was there at a safe space, thinking that you're building a relationship with your girlfriend and soon to be wife, and then the pastor one side eye, you know, you could find somewhere else. You don't have to let that pastor, because it's just the same like the case that we saw where the lady with the husband and the pastor and whatever, you know, those. So it's not the first, because it happens to this. Not that I'm like shunning your hurt. I'm just basically saying these things are happening so frequently, and I'm sorry that it happened. I am so sorry that it happened. It's just like this. Even this singer girl, she's a singer. She was married in the church, married happy. Her kids, them dad. And then the pastor daughter was the one. She was also the church sister, the pastor daughter, the singing on the choir. And she was with the wife husband. You know, so those things kind of throw you off as an individual where you put your trust in the church only for people that you trust in the church, that you call brothers and sisters, turn around and betray you. But it's life, you know, and it's hard to trust people these days because, and then again, we go back to the Bible. The Bible said, dare not trust your own. Because men have become lovers of themselves. It's just me, me, me. People don't think about people's feelings these days. It's just a me, 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 I. Not thinking about how it will affect the other individual. It's just the loss of this world. People being selfish, people being greedy, just thinking about themselves. This is what is ruining. Because sometimes I get tongue-tied, you know, ruining the world overall. Man become lovers of themselves, only thinking about themselves. No compassion for another individual. Not thinking about the domino effect, or it will affect you because you step out the line or so forth, or it will affect the family. Oh, yeah, I tell you, never allow anyone to alter your mood starting off your day. Alter your mood starting off your day. Exactly. I pray and I say, not today, Satan, no. Because sometimes some people, if you allow, you ever hear some people say, my day start off bad, so I know it at the end. But no, send it back to the sender, shake it off. You determine your day. You determine your day and how you have control over how you see throughout your day. Especially the setting that you're in, if you're in control of that setting. If it's God's will for a pastor to have your girlfriend, nothing you can do. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. That is true. That is so true, Jatine. That is so true. That is so true. Sometimes he save you from turmoil down the road. You think a joke because he knew, because I always say a broken relationship is better than a broken marriage. You see how easy it is to get married? I'm not talking the big lavish one. All you need is a marriage certificate. And when you're divorced, especially if you acquire things together, L broken powder loose. Whatever the saying is. So you're right, Jatine. You're right, because we as human, because if we knew what was down the lane, we wouldn't go down the lane, but we don't know. And the saying always say we can't see further than we knows. So we don't know, and a lot of times God protect us from certain things. That is why the Bible verse say you walk by faith and not by sight, because we fool enough time. Our eyes will fool us, because you see, when we're young, not even gonna put age on it. When you're in love, remember back in the days of watching those cartoons, you see the butterfly them are coming on your head. All you see is things glittering. All you see is a perfect person. It's just like some relationship. When the relationship starts, when you're in love or you're young and you're giddy-headed, you were seeing the stuff in front of you now because you were so in love. You weren't paying attention of those signs, because them signs, they never happen overnight, you know. They were there, but you turn a blind eye because in the back of your head, no man, he might got change or she got change. No, that person was the same individual before you got married, but because you were in love, you turn a blind eye and thought you could have changed that individual, when that individual stayed just the way how they are now after a couple months or a couple of years. Bro Shaka said, we will never look up to no man on earth, only the God Almighty. That is it. That is it. You can cheer for an individual, but the only person you're supposed to bow down to is the Creator. Because as the Bible says, God is a jealous God. Times have changed. Times have changed. Definitely. It's the gluttonous phase in life we are going through, where everyone wants more and more, including the numbers of partners they take on. And well, my hands are clean. I know some people are living so much, what do you call it? Promiscuous life. And that is why you have so much diseases. Because AIDS, even though right now AIDS is like a runny nose. You have a lot of people. Because I know a case from the Cayman Islands where the woman have AIDS at Cayman. Because you know how the Cayman Islands is over the years, especially if you're on work permit, you have to do your medical once a year, and blood work is a must, and you have to clean. And that person was infected, and that person come to Jamaica. Let me tell you something. She run Jamaica red, because nobody wants one person. Nobody wants one person. And because they can't satisfy and they want to live above their means, they want this, they want that. Some of them are 4 man, 5 man. One have to pay the bill, some have to do the island, some have to pay the rent. And then they just continue. Even in the music industry, it's like everybody just juggling partners. Everybody's just juggling partners. And it wasn't meant to be like that. It wasn't meant to be like that. Because even people that is not married, once you're together for a couple of years, you're considered common law wife. And I've always believed in, and that is why I say I can't do bickering, because I'm short span when it comes to certain things, you know. So you see, if I'm gonna give my attention have to be focused on one thing. Me can't do 2 things one time. So I could never have 2 relationships one time. No, me can't do it. Me don't know how to do them balance there. Me never make so. Which you have some other woman. Them know if juggle. Because that is their thing. They're allergic to having one partner. Likewise, some men. You know? No reverence to their significant others. Boy, blind a lead blind. We're buying it up. Exactly. Exactly, Shaitisha. You're right. And it is happening. And we're here to see it. It's happening right in front of our eyes. Hold on, let me see what's going on. Jetin said, yes, as long as pastor never grip their mama, is culpable as well. So just keep treading, my friend, and never let the actions of a man turn you away from God. That's when you ought to get closer. Exactly. So true. Hi, Jody Paul. Welcome to the live, my dear. Sometimes we mistook physical attraction for love. This is the cause of many relationships ending in heartbreak. Exactly. Loss it is. Because you see that physical attraction where you just meet and you just want to be. Just 1 second. I'm going to plug in the phone. 1 second. Are you hearing me clearly now? Tell me if you hear me clearly. It's loss. Because, you know, when you... Are you hearing me clearly now? Because I unplugged the thing. Hello, Jetty. You know, when they jump from partner to partner, it's not only sexual disease. You are carrying around, transmitting spiritual disease. Yes. You are right. You are so right.
Because I was seeing this thing one time. They show you a body of a man and the spiritual, because remember, it's the spiritual connection, So every partner that you sleep with and you exchange with another person, that spirit goes into your body. I was watching, they were showing you the body of how it is when people go from partner to partner, and you see the amount of female that enters that female. And then that is why no, you find some people, when you see some people walking, some woman, some man, it come like how the devil are walking, because it's like they're walking spiritless, them tormented because it's pure turmoil, and they can't keep a relationship. They can't keep a relationship. Life is not balanced at all. Some folks are just too self-centered. That's true too. That's so true. Such juggling and balancing two or more partners is not only selfish but downright reckless. And especially, you're talking about that? You're talking about that fight? Especially when they are not protecting themselves. And that is why Jamaica have become the capital for jacket. Because I can't understand, for the love of Christ, if you're even, I'm just saying, if you're even being in a relationship with two men, because I'm talking about on the woman perspective, with two men, you must protect yourself from one. You can't be juggling the both of them without protecting yourself. How does that work? You must have one where say him is the main one, and the one on the side where say, all right, I'm gonna protect myself, I'm gonna protect him, and I'm gonna protect the main one. But you just go around, so that no, man. Something wrong. Very reckless. Very reckless. So I know, Jody. Too much jacket, the Jamaica, the capital of jacket. I had a friend, and let me tell you something, that shook him up so much. He lives here, and he was involved with this woman, right? He was involved with this woman, and God knew the man thinks he lived there, but he used to just come visit, but I'm a woman. And when he filed for the little girl at age 14, I said, I felt it to my core. When he was filing for the little girl, and his name wasn't on the birth certificate, but I feel pity, because at the time when the child was born, he was here, so this birth certificate never had his name on it. And he was filing for the child, and that when he was filing for the child, and the DNA was done, sir, the little girl turned out to not be the man one. Me say, I see John go down on his knee. Me say, when the man come down on his knee and bad, me say, I feel my belly bottom move. I've never, up to today, and this have been over 20 years, up to today, I'm hearing the screaming in my head. My belly move. And you know what he did? He adopted the child. And that was his only child. He adopted the little girl. And he took her up. And he never looked back on the woman. I think when she reached about 20, she went back to Jamaica. She deal with the mother, but she just deal with her on the surface. Person, so therefore, while many view abstination as old-fashioned, it is the best. So it is possible for two persons to get to know each other without even sex. Exactly. Because and that's the thing. Remember back in the days, they used to have courting, where you go up on date and you go you go Caribbean, you go Odiana, you go drive through. If you're from Jamaica, you go Odiana, you go Carib, you go drive through a Harbour View, and you go Devon House, you used to go Hope Garden, and you go and you enjoy each other's company, and you talk, because nowadays, cousin there with cousin and them never even know. Because nobody don't know the family lineage. Nobody don't know. So no courtship not happening. People are go dance. Boca dance, drink. End up doing intercourse without even protection. The same night, them high. Nobody not cool. So no morals. The morals gone. The morals gone. On the topic of lust, Fiona, what do you think about the idea of love? Who love you? I've noticed that many times people may have someone actively pursuing them, but they tend to be more intrigued. Well, my dear, for me, I can only speak for myself. I don't entertain nothing outside of my marriage. If you come on my page and you say I'm beautiful, I tell you thank you. But the moment I see you trying to come with something else, I block you. Because this is not a dating site. I'm a happily married woman. So I really can't answer to that. But I've known of cases where people entertain people out of their relationship, not necessarily marriage. And when it come to me for advice, me just always shut it down. Don't entertain it. It's a recipe for disaster. It's a recipe for disaster. And I saw me cross the line, and I saw me just shut it down, because certain things, especially when you see things that you used to would do when you're much younger. As you get older and as you age, there's certain growth and certain line that has to be crossed, because you can't behave the same way you used to behave when you're in your 20s. No, you can't. You're at a different stage in your life where you start to get grand pitney. So you can't expect to entertain certain things. So that's a no-no for me, my dear. I really can't, because I've seen it. And I've seen people flirt and them stuff, but I shut it down, because the moment you allow them, because sometimes they try to test the waters, and they test the water and they see that they're able to get away with certain things, right? And then they just continue. No, me, I'm stopping you in your track. I'm stopping you in your track. And that's when we cross the line. By the one who doesn't want them. You see it. And then again, you look at it. And you see, and people have to be so mindful and so careful, because you have some people out there, some man out there don't want the woman, and some woman out there don't want the man, You have some man out there don't want the woman, and the woman don't want the man. But because they don't like the individual for something or the other, them and that person haven't even ever crossed path, but them just not like them. Why you not like them? You not like them. Them too hype. Because that's their saying. I remember a girl, the girl say, remember, because I have always been private. I've always been a private person regarding my family, regarding my husband, regarding anybody that means the world to me, to shield them from social media. I will tell you, shield them, because them not on social media, but not on YouTube. I remember this girl tell a lady, and the lady respect me, because everybody was like, Fiona, how I never see your husband before, but I know you're married. I say, yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. I'm supposed to be in this spot and you don't know it's my husband. Because I mean, you're my husband or friend. And the girl say, she too hype, me go on Facebook. Me go on Facebook and me go friend her husband. And me go in at it. I said to myself, say, when the person tell me, me smile. Because me just want proof to her so me can get to him, and me go tarn at him. And just come push it up in our face. I said to myself, I said, for you. For you. Who you gonna see my husband? Of course, my husband not entertain certain things. He is not. And my husband is on Facebook. My husband don't go on social media because him say social media have nothing to offer. Him have a YouTube, but him not have a YouTube account in that sense. Because let me tell you, you have some real demons out there. Some people that will come because they see how happy you are, they see the relationship, they see the man with the relationship, they see the woman with a relationship. And the man them will come. And they just want a little peace. We say, you go like come talk, but you go like she a empress or she a queen, and you know, see how me running at that. That's not nothing. You have people like that. You have women like that. You have man like that. So then we throw them net and we see if they can catch up. But as woman and man, when you don't have no good up woman and you don't have no good up man, don't entertain anything. And any little argument when we see whether it's a joke or it's serious, whether by a man or by a woman, I'm gonna stop them in their track. Because people just wanna get the opportunity to try to see if them can pass them place. So once you see them a try, you just shut them down. No, me not entertain that, none at all. By that one who doesn't. Yes, it's possible for two individuals to be in a relationship without sex, especially if they are living a Christian life and saving sex for a marriage. It is possible. It is possible, Elizabeth. I can tell you, my sister, she is the 1, 2, 3. She is the fourth one. My sister, husband, yeah. My sister got baptized when she was 6 years old. She did not know a life out of Christ. And she dated her high school sweetheart. She married her high school sweetheart, and it was on the day of her wedding. And I'm not even the same day, the following day, because she was so tired. So she kept herself. They went to high school together. She kept herself. When me tell her she kept herself, she kept herself. She just celebrated her 15-year anniversary and she is 40. So it is possible. It is possible. Oh, the immigration jacket revelation has become common assault. Yeah, Jetty. It is possible. I'm referring to what Elizabeth said. I'm way down behind. I'll catch up. Getting to know. Oops. Somebody. Getting to know also means to observe, know about persons, and the disagreement between themselves is the other person pros to get angry, verbally or physically abusive. Exactly. Total bad-mindedness and envy are what drive those individuals to pursue another one who is involved in a relationship or situationship. Bad mind. Wow, Fiona, that person. And let me tell you something. The Lord didn't even bless that person with a child. Up until now, she walk in the road. She walk in the street like she's just from partner to partner. The Lord didn't even bless her home. Yeah, man. She said, me must. I said, me just laugh. I said, Porno. Just did special thanks for reminding me. People are sick. Yeah, man. Me not like her, you know. How she talk about her husband. Me want to see me because me have it. Yes. They're like that. They are like that. And now she's like a rolling calf. All over the place. Every jump beat she did there. Every minute I see a different man post. And them there is the Jezebel. Those are the Jezebel. Because when you're in love and you're proud of your partner, you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to be proud and be happy. When you're proud of people, just like when your children acquire, them go high school and them get them CXC and them go college and them get them degree and them pursue them career and you're proud of them. You same as how if they weren't doing well, you would have said you have to be proud of them. So who hide goodness? Who not proud of goodness? Yeah man, right now she's walking like a when you say rolling whatever gather now mouth. Yeah man. Exactly, Olivia. And that leads to another thing. It is possible for males and females to interact with each other without crossing any lines. Exactly. Hi, beautiful diamond. Them forget that it's Princess Fiona. Fifi, thank you for reminding me, my darling. My dad always say, listen to the people when they are talking and laughing because the joke will be on you. So you are exactly Jody. Yeah, man. I don't entertain certain things. I don't do with those mindset. They still wonder why God won't bless them with a good man, and they will never have a. Every minute you see another man post. When I tell you, every minute you see another man post, and a woman who wasn't blessed with a child, never, because God see and know say, who not deserve to be blessed with a child, not in the manner, because probably she will be blessed with a child, preferably a girl child, and then what she will have that girl child do. I can tell you, as a man, I endeavor to keep my interaction with females respectfully in words and action. That means my demeanor, my facial expression doesn't make you feel uncomfortable. Exactly. Boundaries. And that is the thing. And people that have issues with boundaries, them not have no morals. People that have issues with boundaries, they have no morals. Them not have no morals. When me tell you say they don't have any morals, they don't. Because people feel as if they can speak to you in certain manner, and then because they always say no, Tom joke but Tom not fooling up, but the most truthful person are when them under the liquor, you know, then tell you what they need and tell you, you know, when they sober, you know, and then they blame it upon the rum. They tell you exactly what they have been thinking and what they wanted to say over a period of time. And then because they're under the rum just bring it out. And then they blame it upon the rum. Don't blame it on the rum. It's something that you always wanted to say. So even on this YouTube space, anytime you see somebody speak to you in a certain manner, you draw them up because they know what they're doing. And they have a tendency to laugh and say, no, me never mean it that way. No, you meant it. Because it becomes, your thought becomes words. So you think about it before you write it, and you see when you don't write it, and you see it look. So don't tell me that you never mean it. Because that's how some people try to come at you. Certain joke I don't run. And that is why I've always been respectable to people. Because the same respect that I give you, and if I'm going to disrespect you, I might as well leave you alone. The same respect that I give, that's the respect that I want to receive. Because I can tell you, some of these keyboard bullies, they come like they just sit down and they say, who am I going to provoke today? And who am I going to try to get out of character? But as I say to you guys, it's embedded in my brain. When my daughter said to me, say, Mommy, nah, don't. She sounded like she was the mother. She said, Mommy, no, don't you ever. I said, okay, baby, I hear you, baby girl. But the world is crazy, man. People is crazy because people make up the world. And as we realize, there's no more morals. The morals is there. There's still hope. Because once there's a little, But the nowadays, the fast pace, the fast moving, it's just the grab and go, the grab and go. Nowadays, people don't even want to write out a sentence, abbreviation. Sometimes I can't keep up, especially with the young ones. I can't keep up. Sometimes I have to say, what you mean? What you mean? What it mean? Because I really don't understand where the TL whatever the I don't understand. Always they say auntie, you need to move up with the pace. I said no, I'm old school. I am old school. And I am happy I am old school. Because being old school, you get more out. Because you don't have to be assuming or wondering. What is it? It's spelled out right in front of your face so you know. I don't know gray, because I don't do gray. I can't do gray. Gray make you have to think too much. Is either black or white? Everybody tired? I don't see the writing. What's happening? With these mindsets, they still wonder why we won't. The last person who wrote was fair. You guys hearing me? Text or something? I don't see the comment section moving. I don't know what's happening. You guys hearing me? I don't know what's happening. Somebody write something. I see 19 of you on the line. Oh, okay. I thought loud and clear. Oh, I thought something was happening. Yeah, man. It is just the mindset overall of people, you know? Just the mindset. And we just have to be true to who we are at all times. And don't have anybody determine our feelings. Where is this? So everybody day was good today? Was everybody day good today? See what's happening. Hectic. Okay. So where you at? Was the weather hot today? Because I know it's hot all over the Caribbean. For life. Still on the work, but pushing through for life. Grateful for life. Exactly. We have to. We have to, because as what when we started and we were talking about we were talking about you know, people with disability, how it affects how it affects them in a sense, and if it limit, you know, if it limit them on the things that they want to do, you know. Yeah, man. But you know, in everything we will always give thanks, because that's life. You can hear me, Mama. Okay, Special. I know you're kind of busy, Mama. In everything we will always give thanks, because it could have been worse. And when me tell you, say it could have been worse, it could have been worse. So we always have to be grateful. Always have to be grateful and thankful, because we got up this morning. You know, And Thai is on the work. Oh, you're in Jamaica. You're on the work, you know? You're on the work. So you're still able to have a job. A lot of people is unemployed. You know, you have a roof over your head. So in everything, we will always give thanks and praise. I can't trust Christian who needs glasses to see. Why did? Boy, I tell you, Lord, I tell you, but God is good. God is good all the time. God is good all the time, you know? And we will always give thanks and praise. When I tell you, we will always give thanks and praise, and we give thanks for small mercies. Small mercies. Give thanks for small mercies. Very hard. Those in the back can always join the conversation, you know. Today's topic we're talking about how disabilities affects you on a daily basis, and if it hinder you from doing your daily task or exactly. God is good all the time, my dear, and we're always grateful and thankful. When we say we are always grateful and thankful, and in everything we will always give thanks, because it could have been worse. We could have been in the hospital, we could have been in the morgue, but we are here. We are here. We are here. We are here. So we give thanks. We give thanks. We give thanks. Amen. Amen, my sister. Amen. Amen. So Alif, how do you cope with like the everyday stress, of life, whether work, family member, certain situation? How do you cope? Do you just pray about it, leave it to God to deal with? Do you stress about it? How do you cope? Do you stress for a minute, then pray about it, analyze the situation, and then regroup and get up and say, you know what? If I stress, it's still there. If I don't stress, it's still there. So you just find ways and means to deal with it the best way you can. Your approach to things, rather. Something with the internet just, and we just say reconnecting. The internet just went out just now. You guys hearing me, right? Because I just see the things are reconnected. Oh, Ali's busy, man. You busy? Yeah. Okay. All right, Mama. Okay, my dear. Yeah, man. Okay, 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 Jody. Yeah, man. That's what's basically, you know. You know, a lot of times certain topic is not discussed, and you have a lot of people that, you know, is struggling with something, because I was, you know, being at the concert Saturday and seeing so many people come out where, you know, they came out because they wanted to come out, and they came out because, not because of their confinement with the wheelchair or the walker or whatever, but whatever that was going on with them, they know they had to show, and they did put one foot forward, one after the other, and they made it, and they enjoyed themselves. And that is why when I look at life, I may say, but look here, me able to walk and walk chang too. So why should I be upset or feel like, you know, I don't want to push? When I look and I see that people that is physically impaired of their movement or things like that, and then they are still going. So when you see those things happen, man, you just have to continue going. Beautiful diamond. Elsewhere, yes. What's that, Oliver? I guess you're in a different conversation. Hey, Auntie Joy, how are you, my dear? Auntie Joy, Special, are you there? Special. Could you put up the number and give Auntie Joy for me, please? Chris, you're back. I thought you went to bed, Mama. Take that number, Auntie Joy. You pray about it, analyze the situation, and list the music. Yes, there's a certain incident we have no control over, but sort for means in going about in is more stress-free manner. That's true, because you see music, when you see I turn on my, because everywhere I turn on, I have a big bass box on the kitchen counter there, and I have one downstairs. I love my music. You see certain gospel music. When I'm sad, I play the music. When I'm happy, I play the music, and it just takes away. Maybe it's just a temporary fix, but it takes away whatever that is going on, and it make me feel so good. Auntie Joy, did you get that number? Tell me when you get the number so I can take it off the phone. Okay, send me a text now. I am waiting for you. You know this lady on the screen? See this lady beautiful? So it doesn't matter, it don't make no sense with stress. It don't make no, you get it. Send me a text now, Auntie. It doesn't make no sense with stress, because stress solves nothing. When I tell you, say, stress solves nothing, stress solves nothing. You get it, Joy? What? Yeah, good, Auntie. Good. So, Auntie Joy, make sure you're ready for me now, because you have to go cook for me, because I come hungry. Oliver, make sure you have my mango. Yup, yup, just gets you caught up in the words and rhythm of the music. Exactly. Fiona, there the girl who take out photo with colors. You ask her who she wanted to big up and she said no. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, I saw it. I saw it. I saw it. I saw it. I saw it, Jody. I saw it. I tell you, you see life. You see life. I tell you, you see life. Oh, no problem, special. What? Take up by the number. Life, and that is why, yes. Oh, I asked. Oh, I thought Jody knew who it was. Yes, that's her. I thought Jody knew who she was. Mm-hmm. So we just have to find ways. We just have to find ways. Oh, I thought you knew. I didn't even realize it was a question you were asking me, Jody. It's when I see Chris answer. You know? It's when I see Chris answer. Blessing special. Yeah, special is here, but she's driving. She's driving. She's driving. Wow. Life. Life. But you see, we have to, as human, we have to start applying certain things to our lives. Because let me tell you something. Some things, there's so much things happening in the world right now, you know, where if we really log into it and see with brain, me not answer your pan a mango. Where's the Sir Oliver? You not answer upon me with no mango. That's alright. That's alright. Don't worry, me know me we get mango. Me know me we get mango. I'll get mango. Either way, I'll get mango. Fiona, I have just leave one because I have to get a little of both of you because I love you both. That's all right, Auntie. That's all right, my darling. No problem. No problem. That's how we going on. We all there are people all over the place, you know. That's just how life is. At times you have to focus on building you. You know, that's just how life is. I just say go a different path. Because just like sometimes when we start when we start high school, some of the subject them where we started out in 9th grade with, when we even though 9th grade we probably take 1 or 2 CXC, and then when we left high school with the subject them the same path, career path that we wanted to take, then we change our mind, you know. So I have a brand, Fiona's World. So I have to ensure that my brand represents me and what I stand for. So this is me, you know, this is me. Me not look on her, you know, Chris. I am not looking at her. Me not look on her. When me tell you say me not look on her, me not look on her. I'm not looking at her. I'm not looking at her. We Jamaicans here, which one are we planning on visiting Jamaica soon? Who have a second plan? Who have a second plan, an exit plan? of what our next move is gonna be, because some serious days are ahead, you know. When I tell you that some serious days are ahead, when we read and we see what is going on in Africa, when we see go on in the US, even people who live in the US, do we have an exit plan, or what's the next move? What we gonna do next? You, me too, me too. And when I tell you me too, because let me tell you something, things not pretty out there now. When I tell you say things is not pretty out there, things not pretty out there, we have to have a second option in these times. Me three. We have to, because some serious things are going on, you know. Remember, back in the days, they tell us, say, come to the hills, them are going to run to the hills. And when you run to the rock are going to look something to run to. Because we are in those days, you know. We are in those days, because serious times ahead. When I tell you that serious times ahead. And those who have eyes, the world is changing right in front of our eyes, Jody. True talk, Auntie Joy. The world is changing right inside of our eyes. Perilous time, because the Bible speaks of it. When me tell you say the Bible speaks of perilous time, the Bible speaks of it. And we have to put, as what they say, put your house in order. You know, say more while we hear some saying long time, and we think a joke people do that talk. But we need to it's a dog eat dog. And dog not even gonna eat dog, cause dog a run from dog, cause dog a go look puss. Dog is going to look puss to bite. Dog is going to look puss to bite. The world is changing right in front of our face. But that's life. And everything, life comes with changes, whether good or bad. The devil is trying to get many souls. Well, guess what? He not get my one, you know. He not get my one because it's not for sale. It's not for sale. Remember the Bible says, before one of his words pass away, heaven and earth shall pass. Heaven and earth shall pass away. Me know who for soul him not get. Because it tell you again, say money is the root of all evil. Me know who money can rule, or who money not gonna make lose them soul. Or step out of character. Me not do it. Me not doing it. My soul is not worth nothing. Because me don't contented in a life. Because there's nothing else I need more than to lead more to Jesus. That's all. And when me tell you say that's all, that's all. To lean more to him, to hold on him foot back. Because me want my name. Me want make sure my name is written in that long book of life. What can a man do to lose his soul and gain the whole world? And that is happening. That is happening. When me tell us that is happening, that is happening. And we see it every day. We see it every day. People will do anything. We see it on the YouTube street every day. People will do any and everything for views. And then when them lay down on them back at night time, then can't sleep, then tormented. Not me. Nothing now gonna make me not sleep at night time. Me not have nothing to run down again. When me I run down? Quite comfortable in my marriage. The one child that God bless me with, she go through college, she have a career, she married, she good, and I'm comfortable. What else me could I want? What else could I ask for? And the Lord bless me with a king. Me pray for the man me want and God grant him to me. So what else could I? Me that be ungrateful, all me blessing, it take away from me. No man. Sometimes nowadays some people will have all 3-4 jobs, them still can't see ends meet. Them are work to frazzle. When me tell you say they are working to frazzle, just a work from one work to the next, from one work to the next. You can't imagine some people working 7 days a week, 12 hours every day. What kind of life do you have? What kind of life can an individual have? What time do you get for yourself? And then you still can't make ends meet. Exactly, sister, to lean closer to Jesus and to hear, well done, my faithful servant. Oh, Lord God, him said, child, welcome, my child. That's all me a live for. Nobody now go make my soul unrest. Nobody. When me tell you say nobody no worth that. When you pray to God and God grant you, when you pray to God, you pray for your man who will treat her like a queen. For love you like how him love himself. The Lord bless you with that child. That child she walked the straight and narrow way. The straight way, complete high school, complete college, get her degree, start her career, married, baptized in a church. What else could I have asked for? Because as a parent, all you have ever wanted is for a man or a woman to love your child the way how you love them. Or the Christ like how Christ loved us. A man that is in Christ. A man that is a Christian. What else could you ask for? What else could I have asked for? When me tell you, say, me don't know about nobody else. But when me tell you, say, when me pray, God come true. God answers. That's why when me pray, me left it on foot and left it right there. So, me say, God, deal with it the way you see it fit. Deal with it the way how you see it fit. And God, if there's anybody that is in my life, no mean me well, move them. Move them. Let me tell you, say, move them. Anybody that is in my life that don't meet me well, move them. The saying say you ask God to move the people them don't mean you well, and then you see some family members start move them. Move them. Anybody when you mean me well, move them. And then them say, my love, the TV is loud in the bedroom down the hall. Could you come adjust it for me, please? Down the live. Or you can't bother come up. Huh? When me wake you up? Alright then, alright love. I'll manage, I'll come. Yeah man, when me tell you say, when me pray, because most of the time when me pray, me cry, you know. Me cry. Me a cry. What tears are when me done? It come like it's a cleansing. When me tell you said come like it's a cleansing. When me done, me just feel renew, rejuvenate. Me say, God, you have to go deal with it, you know, because this too much to me, man. Deal with it, deal with it, deal with it. You say me if I come to you, me I come to you now. Me try manage it myself. And me can't manage it. Deal with it, deal with it. The best way you see it fit. And then some people say, God no there and God no answer prayer. God no there and God no answer prayer. A lie or not tell. God no there and God no answer prayer. Well, God answer my prayer. My prayer. You know it is in these times when you have children and you see they stay grounded. They stay grounded. They know what they want in a life. They go for it. And in the same instance, they might make the Lord lead them. You couldn't ask for nothing more than them at time, yeah? When you look at you see how the devil roar rampant. When the devil roar rampant and fornication all over. This and that, that there. Sometimes your stomach turn when you go online and you see some things. I tell you, I know, Elizabeth. Me tell you when I'm praying, man, me I talk to God like me I talk to my husband. Me say, you make me. You know me, you know everything. You know flaws and all. You say, come as I am. And me I come to you because it's too heavy for me. This is too heavy for me. Deal with it. Deal with it. Because sometimes you try to, sometimes we as human, we try to deal with things by ourselves. And the Bible tell you, lean not unto your own understanding. Him dead there. Him dead there. You just need to call him. Him dead there. It's a conversation. When me tell you it's a conversation. Me say, God, you see, you know, you see me try. Deal with it. Me tired. I'm tired. And you know when those tears, because they tell you, say, tears is a language only God understands. Because sometimes you can't find the words. You can't find the words because you feel so burdened. When we say you can't find the words, you can't find the words. But God always come true. That's all I can say. God always come true. And in the blink, Fiona, one night I feel a presence in my house. I started to pray and the next thing, the breeze blows in my face. I continue to pray more bad until it got, wrong house. Let me tell you something. Hey, yeah. Jody, me know God real. Me not ask nobody. Listen, Jody, I've had a outer experience one time when I was in the hospital. Yeah. And I remember I was there, all sedated, hallucinating. You tell like hallucinate. Me I hallucinate. I hallucinate. And all my husband come and me and say, babe, look at the fly. And let me tell you something, that night, I Don't get emotional. That night, I prayed. That was the lowest time in my life. I prayed and I said to God, God, if this is your will, let it be done. When me say, if this is your will, let it be done. Today. Early morning, me I tell you like after 2. It was on a 4th of July. When me tell you say it was on a 4th of July, me say, God, if this is your will, let it be done. Me ready. Seems I say to you, me say me ready. I'm a prayer. And you see, at that time, me had differences with some people. And it's like the bed was a boat. And me say, God, and me and you row another boat here and you lead it, you know. And the song where I think it was a CC Winans song, one of them popular song there. Me so read the message, Chris. One of them popular song there. And me say, God, you see how you know. And an individual come in at the boat with me, because me say, all right, and this is it, you know. Me say, this is it. And me start forgive people who me have up long time. Because me I say, this is it. And a particular person come in at the boat, because the hospital bed was a boat. And the particular person come in at the boat, you know, the bed with me. Because me forgive the person, you know. Because it's like, me I say, God, me I say, this is it. Because me I give up, you know. Me I give up. And me forgive the person, and me I say, the person that come in at the boat with me. And you know, say, as God live it. When me tell you, say, as God live it. There was somebody in the corner there, so. Somebody to the left and somebody to the right. The one to the left had on something black. And the one to the right had on something white. Me could have seen the black shadow and me see the white like a gown. And remember, me have the person in the bed with me. It's supposed to be a boat, because me say, God, you have to go road a boat with me. And if me get up a morning, me know you're not done with me. From them time, they might, my ringtone. All these years, my ringtone stays at one song. The song by this African singer. His name is Lamborghini. The song goes like this. God is not done with me. Yeah, God is not done with me. He's just getting started, and I'm right here for it. Me say, remember me tell us, I put the woman in the boat with me, and God said, throw her out. God said, throw her out. Because the one in the left, I said to me, say, why don't you die? Why don't you die? Why don't you die? And the one on the right just stayed there. And I said, get thee behind me. Get thee behind me. Get thee behind me. Come me, the one to the right, and have the full white, and the one in the black. I said, why don't you die? And me tell her, say, the woman who come in the boat with me on the bed. The only thing the person in the white said to me, say, throw her out because she can't change. As God live it, me sit down here, so. When me say, as God live it, me sit down here, so me not tell no lie. And me live to see that same individual. Jesus Christ, me say me live to see the same individual come in front of me The same individual come in front of me. See me hear them, you know, like me I tell. See me hear them full of water. The same individual come in front of me and say to me, say, first thing, the individual is a nyam. The individual a nyam some food. The individual a nyam some food. And God turn over the individual. I swear to God, as I sit on yourself, I lie me, I tell God, strike me. Ouch. I tell you. So me know say, nobody can tell me nothing. Me say, the person that eat and God clock them over. When me tell you them lose them senses, God clock them over. And I looking at my husband, and my husband looking at me. God clock them over, and the same person come. I don't have no hand in the marriage. 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 I don't have. And the person just a chatter, just a queen so. The person said so. Me I tell you, the God lick over the person as I sit down here, so Jesus Christ. As I sit down here, so. The person just sit down and eat, and the person just get a lick. And I'm looking at my husband. And I'm looking at my husband, and my husband is looking at me. Like, what the fuck? I said to my husband, you know, that was a confession though. And best believe that person don't remember a word. Luckily, so when me see it, me panic and me record it. Yeah. That's why me know say, you see the God when me serve, he never fail me. And when me tell you say, me know God never done with me, because me tell you say, me pray. And remember me tell you say, give me, I give up. Me say, God, anything you want, do you do? The decision is your own. And you see, if me live throughout this night, me know you're not ready for me yet. Beautiful diamond, let me tell you something. That's why me tell you say, nothing no fears me. Nothing. When me tell you, when you don't hear me tell you no say, certain people, you just have to cut. When me tell you say certain people, you have to cut out of your life. Family members, you have to cut. Because when you know, and when you find out, you can't keep them back in your heart. You have to let them go. Because remember, the Bible speak about reprobate mind, you know. Me always talk about that. The Bible speak about people that can never change. And it's the truth. You have to love them from a distance. And make them spiral out of control. Because remember, no deeds on this earth. No deeds, whether good or bad. No deeds, whether good or bad. You have to answer to it. And when me tell you say you have to answer to it, you have to answer to everything you do on this earth. Chris, I tell my son all the time that God doesn't answer prayer on your timing. It's on his timing. Exactly, Joy. I said, Chris, that. Yes, beautiful diamond. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Me, I can't tell you, say, I am a living, walking testimony of what God can do. I've experienced it. And when I tell you I've experienced it, I've experienced it. So there's no man on this earth that I will fear. And there's no man on this earth that can make me be the individual who I am not. Who I'm not. God always works. God will work it out for you. Me just pray and leave it alone. Me say, God, show me them. Show me. Show me. Give me the discerning spirit. Because when my spirit go across, me know there's something wrong. If I am among you and my spirit go across, and you just see me start probably, just start cuss, start get angry, you know that something is not right. Something is not right. Jody said, my small daughter had brain surgery. She came home during the morning. She said, Mommy, this is a woman. She said, Mom, there is a woman outside. I said, describe her. She said, describe her. She did. My sister and some other nurses check. And check. I find nurse. Wow, Jody. Why I tell you. Wow. Hi, blessings, zone boy. Welcome to the live, my dear. Let me tell you something, man. You have some. You have. When me tell you, say you have some evilous. You have some evil people where walk this earth where you not to do them nothing. Where you not to do them nothing. They remove every. Sometimes they're even in a better position. They're even in a better position than you. And because of envy, they go out of the way and they just hate for no reason. And then do you notice? Do you notice people that dwell in certain things? Because remember, we're not stupid, we're not stupid. And a lot of us are from the Caribbean, and we know, say you have certain things, you have witchcraft, you have evil spirit, you have warlocks, we know because but the Bible speak of it. But we know, said there is one Father God, and him we put to trust in her, and no weapon formed against us. The weapon are going to form, It tell you, the weapon is going to be formed, but as long as you know God for yourself, best believe, him go be your protector. Him said, call upon him, because when the naked eye no see, you say him give us, and him give us some more than some, because some human is able to feel the discerning or the discernment when you go around certain people, when you're in certain circle, when certain people come close to you, you get angry because them spirit not connect, because them spirit is unclean. And when you have that feeling, you can never be comfortable. You can't be comfortable in that situation. No way, no how. When me tell you, say no way, no how, no way, no how. And when you know certain situation, you can't be amongst certain things. You have to flee. You have to flee. Because when you start to realize that you stand for certain things you're no longer gonna do. Let me tell you something, man. When some people come in your circle, when some people come inside your circle, because you see unclean spirit, them tell us uneven yoke can't match, you know. That is why evil attracted to evil and goodness attracted to goodness. You realize when some people come around you and them energy not right, you just get cross. You just get cross because it oil and water can't mix. And that is why when you're in Christ, certain friends you don't keep. Even though you can try to change those friends' perspective. But when you are living a certain life, certain company you have to drop. Just like how I don't believe if you are married. I'm just saying that because that is my perspective. If you are married, certain careless friends or certain surrounding, you're supposed to expose yourself to. No, it's supposed to be boundaries. It's supposed to be boundaries. Because me know Christians not gonna be in certain situation. We're not gonna wear certain things. Hi, Bev, welcome to the live. Hi, Kurt Bell, welcome to the live. Welcome everybody. Thank you for joining the live. Certain situation and certain surroundings you can't allow to find yourself in. Because you can't defile the body. If you're sacred, you can't go in a certain surrounding, you can't go in a certain situation. One part of the Bible says, flee from me. And the same part of the Bible talk about the reprobate mind. Some people can't change, and some people will never change. So if you are a part of certain things, and you see where you want to make changes with certain things, and the changes that you want to make is not going to be forthcoming, you need to flee. You need to take away yourself, because if you allow people to make your soul lost, the onus is on you, because you are responsible for yourself. Because one thing, God give us free will to think for ourselves, to be responsible for our own actions. When you're picking, you do childhood things. When you're adult, you do adult stuff. You can't be single. You can't be married and want to live a single life. It can't work. When you're married, you say you're committed to one person, so you have to stay committed. Some people want to be married and live a single life. It can't work. Some people want to be on a team and still want to be single. Still want to play one when it's a team. So everything in life, the onus is on us, our own responsibility. And if you make some evilous people bring you down the line, it's your fault. Things I used to do, I don't do them no more. When you're born into this world, your parents take care of you, then you become an adult, then you start to have children, you take care of the people, then them left, them go start a life. Life is about transition. There's no way you can be in the same position that you was in last year. There must be some changes, and the changes must be good. We can't get up every day and just dwell on the same thing. Life is passing us by. And that is why nobody that lived them life already can't come and dictate to me or want to put me in their circle. But they don't live and explore their life already and want to come stop me in my glory. No, it's not going to happen. Because I am responsible for me. You are responsible for you. The onus is on you when that day come. You think me can say, Chris didn't make me not do it, God? No. That's why I give all of us free will, free mind, free thinking. And that is what a lot of people don't get. Some people want to program you. And the moment you try to be independent or step out or whatever, then it's a problem. When all of us are adults and we have free will to do everything. Good evening, Court. Yeah, my brother, yeah. And that is life. Sometimes you have to love people from a distance, because if you don't run, remember, if you don't run, then pull you down with them. Because you can see somebody going down that dark tunnel, and you're telling them, hey, because you've had more experience. And as the saying goes, the African proverbs, what an elder sees sitting down. When you're young, you can't see what will take place, but somebody who have experienced it before is telling you. And if you are going to tell someone, say, hey, you know, say that not right, and then that person is gonna take an offense to it. No, I'm gonna leave you alone. That is how life is. Spiral, exactly. You see them spiraling out of control. And you're telling them, say, hey, you know, you can do it this way, you can do it that way. And then they're going to take offense. Then you go your ways and I go mine. Because at the end of the day, I'm responsible for me. I can't blame another man. I can't blame another man. The onus is on me. We are responsible for our own self. And as I say, when we're sick, Almena, welcome to the line, my dear. The onus is on us as individuals to be a better version of ourselves, not to have somebody trying to lead us. We must be our own leaders, because we're not sheep. You must be independent to have a say for yourself against you. No. Oh, good, Almena, good. Not because I disagree with what you're saying, that means I'm against you. I'm just not going to do it. And that's just life. Life is about growth. As what Chris said, things you used to do, you don't do them no more. Because if you go up in life and never learn, something wrong. Something is wrong. If you grow up in life and don't learn, because life is stages. We got basic school, we got primary school, we got high school, we got college. Then we got university, because university, and then you do your career. And then so you do your bachelor's, you do your associates, then you do your bachelor's, then you do your master's, then you want to do your doctorate. So life is about growth, not stagnancy. And growth don't mean I'm no longer with you. Growth just means I'm focusing on you, on me, the individual. That is what growth is about. It's not about you. And a lot of times, people do things for themselves, and then people take it and think it's about them. It's never about them. It's about you, the individual. You want better. You want growth. You want better for yourself. You have people looking up to you. You have kids looking up to you. You have elders looking up to you. So you just have to be true, remain true to yourself. And don't watch the noise, because as I always say, it's not the loudest one in the market has the better goods. And one of my favorite saying again, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And it's substance over hype. Because the loud noise, the market noise will subside eventually. Because that's what my favorite scripture, Ecclesiastes, say. There's a time for everything. Ecclesiastes. Because me have list down. A time for everything. And only goodness and substance will prevail. It's not me say so. I know me say so. Because of good over evil. Good over evil. And patience is a weapon that forces deception to reveal itself. Time and God. And when you sit patiently, and the same Bible said, by the sweat of your brow you shall eat bread. So from you put in the work, eventually your rewards will come. It might not come now. It might not come next week. It might not come next year. But as long as you put in the work, then eventually your reward will be met. You will get a reward. And that's life. That is life. Exactly, Jody. That is life. And when we are growing, your patient man ride donkey. And any how you spread your bed, that's the same bed you're going to lie in. So if you spread it tough, it's going to be tough when you lie down in it. And if you spread it nicely, that's the reward that you're going to get. And if you speak aggressively, that's the aggressiveness that you're going to get in return. And if you speak calmly, then you'll attract the people that speaks calmly and welcome the calm speaking and the moderate speaking and the life lesson. Because in life, we never stop learning. We go through different experience every single day. Every day is a learning process. Every single day is a learning process. We live and we learn. Because we never stop learning. As long as we are alive and on this earth, we are always learning. And it's when you learn and how you apply whatever you have learned to your life, that is when you start to see the difference in our life, or in your life, or my life. You learn and you apply it to your life on a daily basis. Because let me tell you guys, when I met those elders Saturday, and I will always have to revert to those elders Saturday, when I met those elders Saturday, and how they embraced me and they greeted me, and those kind words, I said, Fiona, you're doing something good. Because you're reaching the ones that matters, the one that we have, that is thinking seriously, not the yap and the streggy and yes. And you can always learn. You can always learn from the elders because they have a lot of knowledge. When you learn from them, you don't make the same mistake, because it's the mistake where they make. Because every test become a testimony. Because there's no way you can know that burn unless somebody feel it and can explain. So you know it have a burn, but I can't know how hot it burn unless I go and put it on it. And if someone can protect you from certain things reaching you, aren't you grateful? If some of us could have been sheltered from some of the stuff that we have experienced, wouldn't we welcome it with open arms? Talk to it. Wouldn't we welcome it with open arms? Wanna talk to me, the man? Eh? If we could have gone through life without experiencing certain things, wouldn't we take it? Even though some of the experience have molded us to be a better man, a better woman, a better mother, a better father. Some of them we could have skipped, but we have to experience them, and we work accordingly. But that's just life. When I tell you that's just life, that's just life. Yeah, that's just life. Every day we live, we learn. And we just always be grateful and thankful. We always be grateful and thankful. Every day we learn, we're grateful and we're thankful. 6, 7. It's after 8 already? 6, 7. Really? Wow, the time is going. But I'm gonna wrap up in a few minutes, you know, because I'm gonna. It's almost 3 hours. I'm gonna wrap up in a few minutes, but you know, it's always a pleasure, you know, to interact with my YouTube family, my brothers and my sisters. You know, I know you guys, as I would always say, you guys had options to go on another channel to watch something else, but you choose to stay here with me, and I do appreciate it. You know, I do appreciate it, because on the YouTube space, you know, we have a lot of choices, and it's where we feel more comfortable to have dialogue, you know, then we stick there. But I'm always grateful if it's even one person, you know. I'm grateful because at least one person choose to stay with me, and it's much appreciated as always, you know. So yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna wrap up now, because I'm getting a little tired too. So you know, tomorrow is another day, you know. Another Fiona, you are an inspiration to me. Godspeed. Thank you, my dear. Thank you. You're most welcome. You're most welcome. And these are the stuff that I welcome. These are the stuff that I welcome. And I realize when I do topic like these, I don't get much trolls, because this is not what they want to hear. They want to hear the mix up and they want to hear the blender. But as I told them, you know, they're not going to hear it. So this is not the channel for them. You know. Good night, Almena. Good night, Jody. Thank you, Alize. Yeah, thank you, Chris, Almena, everybody, beautiful diamond, everybody that came to Michibu special, everybody. So each and every one of you, have a blessed night and sleep well, and see you tomorrow, God's will. Fifi. Yes, my brother Kurt. Yes, my brother. Thank you. Thank you, Sister Chris. Princess Fiona, I bid you good night. Thank you. Thanks to each and every one of you who took the time out to join the live. And anybody who haven't subscribed, please do. And always leave a comment on the videos. Anytime you watch a video, leave a comment. And if you're able to watch all the advertisement, please do. I know sometimes they're long, but it's still appreciated. And at any given times when you guys watching the video and it has a hype button, hype up the video, because it sends it across the algorithm. So have yourself a blessed night, and I'll see you tomorrow, God's will. Bye.